When I was a 6-year-old child in 1950, I had a near-death experience. Back in those days, no one really even had a name for it. What I remember is having meningitis, a lot of pain, of course, with a headache and a stiff neck, and then suddenly being outside of my body and completely surrounded by love, knowing that this was the reality of what life was, not necessarily the day-to-day life of a little 6-year-old girl. From that moment, I was blessed to never forget that, to have moments when perhaps I got lost in the drama of my own life, but to mostly always remember that I was a soul who had also come to earth to do some stuff. But you hear the casualness of saying, do some stuff. So through my life, I have tried to remember that experience and to really, no matter what I was doing, remember that I was here about love. And now as I'm 65, I look back on my life and say, what did that near-death experience do for me, besides really make me aware of love, make me aware of God? But when I look back on it now, I look and I realize that no one who's had a near-death experience is afraid of death. We're all kind of looking forward to it, really, because of that homesickness for that sense of incredible love. So we have no fear of death. The other thing that's very common to near-death experiencers is we're not all that attached to being wildly successful and famous. So those two things combined have made it very possible for me to do exactly what I hear Spirit invite me to do throughout my life. I've had several careers, including being a family practice doctor and a hospice doctor and writing a book and giving a lot of talks about near-death experiences. But every time when I felt the nudge from the Holy Spirit, it was easy to say, well, that was really fun. I loved it. And that doesn't mean I have to stick with it. So from that space of that freedom of not being afraid to die, not being afraid to change paths, not being afraid to make a mistake, I've been able to go through my life really in touch with my deeper essence of what next, what's appropriate for now. As I approach this last half of my 7th decade, I ask myself, what's next? And I think that we folks who are my age and older are the vanguard of what it means to get older. We are healthy. We're the first generation of our age who's basically been pretty darn healthy. We have done our careers, we have raised our families, and now we get to ask ourselves, what would be the deepest vision of what I have for myself? And for what can I share with the world that's not just my expertise in a field of business or a profession, but what about being the essence of the fullness of what it is to be a human? To really be a presence in the world without so much being an expert, but a being. And so I invite everybody who's watching this, each of you, to ask yourselves, what is the deepest way that I could experience being me at this time in my life, whether you're in the later years of life like I am, or whether you're young or much younger? What does it mean to be me in my essence? What does it mean to ask those questions of myself and to have the courage to to follow them, so that what I hear from my essence, from the Holy Spirit, is precisely